All right, what's going on, guys? Nice to see everybody in here. Wait a few minutes and see who joins us. Check out who we got here already. Let's see, Shaggy. Yeah, appreciate that, Shaggy. Shaggy's gonna be the mod around here too. So start talking liberal crap, you might get thrown out by the Shaggy Rifleman. How's the audio? Everything looking good as far as audio and video and all that? Make sure that's working. Then we'll go through who's in the room now. Wait for a couple more to get on, then we'll get right into this shit show. Nice. What's up, Matthew? See you down there. Appreciate it. Yeah, so this isn't all going to be doom and gloom. We're going to talk about some stuff that's coming up, some giveaways, some companies we're working with, what we're going to be doing, what we're doing right now, and all that other stuff. But obviously, a big part of this is going to be, YouTube and let's go, Brandon. Shaggy's better than his. All right, let me go back up here. We got Shaggy came in first. No Limit Armament. John Rollins. What's up, John Rollins? I'm doing well. Hope you are. Chris Beck. Chris Beck, I need you to come into North Carolina and give me some lessons. I think you're 500 right now, right? For your series or for your region. That's pretty awesome. Tree Feller. What's up, brother? I have no clue what deep in the Dane tree at the moment means, but I'm not Australian, so he'll let us know. Kent, how are you? Now, Kent is like on every one of my videos. Like this guy, he comments every single one. I think he watched every video, so definitely appreciate you for that. We got a great core audience, that's for sure. Let's see, Tree Feller telling me to hurry up. Tree Feller says he's not waiting anymore. He's going to go watch the Remex Repeat channel. They're on the way back from a knife show, so I don't think they're joining us today. Let's see who else we got in here. Eddie Baja. That's a name, an old name from back there. Real familiar. Richard Gordon. John Rojo. Barry Danick. Rich Freeman. The Pulverizer. I am not going to the finale. So, and not anything to do with my finish at regionals, but I just hadn't planned on going because it's just the beginning of this year is going to be crazy. So I was going to post a video about it eventually anyway, but I'm going to have to take most of January off and record like 2 videos or double the videos I normally would, because in February I'll be going to warrant officer school. So for 5 weeks, I won't have any phone, no communication, no caffeine, no nothing. So that's going to suck. Let's see who else we got in here. Appreciate it. It was great. Awesome. Kyle Roberts. Hey, Kyle. I'm going to butcher this. David Commonsigned. I hope that's how you say it. Brian T. Eric Moe. Bullet Speed and Marine. Nice. Orange Smoke. What's up, brother? X Steve. Vinny C. Jeff and Leslie. Always appreciate your comments. Especially, from a photography background. I'm trying. I'm not as good as you guys, that's for sure, but we're working on getting the production quality up there. Let's see. I don't want to miss anyone. Thomas Rowland, Robert Hardy, Andrew Hoyt, Lee Grace. Nice. And yeah, Madison will definitely on the channel. I know I'm probably getting behind on comments, stopping and reading all these, but she'll be shooting PRS next year, so she's going to be on the channel a lot more. And the one in the back here that I can't touch on this, that's going to be her PRS rifle. So going to be my main channel rifle with a CZ, but also her PRS rifle for next year. So nice. Let's see. Robert Warren. What's up, Robert? Johnny Wad. Brian Henry, not guilty. Nice. Let's see who else we got. Nice, Kent. Appreciate it. It's going to get tougher. So Kent was saying he'll hang with me. Let's get right into I'll keep reading comments, but if you haven't noticed, not just my channel, but a bunch of people's channels, we have been getting hammered by YouTube with the monetization stuff. They made some rule changes, and like traditional YouTube fashion, the rule changes really mean nothing because at the end of the day, if it's a gun, it's going to get flagged, and then you have to manually review it. And then the manually reviewer makes that decision, and there's no arbitrating that process. So 5 out of the 6, which is the most current 5, have all been demonetized. I requested a review on them. They stayed non-ad friendly. They're all within even their current rules. So I don't know what that means long term, but hopefully it's not a trend. I can tell you from a lot of other YouTubers, they're getting hit the same way, and that's across optics channels, everything. So it's not looking good for YouTube. And we'll get into what that means for, I think, what you'll see across most small gun tubers going forward. Let's see. Connor Bree, what's up? Mike Evans, just had fun today. Picked up CZ457. Nice. Awesome. Dennis Hoffman, awesome. Nice having you. Christopher Stone, I don't really consider myself a great shooter, honestly. There's guys hanging out in here like this. X-Ring, Rick. I'm learning like the rest of you. I've been fortunate enough to apply pistol shooting skills I had over to rifle without much problems, but there's a lot better shooters just in this chat than me. I can guarantee you that. I'm just the ugly mug you get to see behind a lot of these good guns. Shaggy Rifleman, probate is Monday. Phil coming at us from New Jersey. David, yeah, I wish. CZ's so big they could probably give a crap about me. But yeah, it would be nice. I do love my CZs. And Ren S from Texas. Manuel Lopez. I don't want to miss anybody. Dirt ATV. Peter Kotz. Nice, David. 20 years in the Army. Congrats on that. I'm 16 and trying to struggle through the rest of this, but we'll see. Ooh, Jonah Chua. So I guess I would answer your question with a question, and that would be all-purpose rifle, bench rifle, or PRS rifle, because my answer will be different. So let me know, and I'll answer. Mike Evans, Utah. Nice. Let's see. Great to see the niece. Leah. What's going on, Leah? Great go-girder. What's up? Let's see who else we got. Craig Kenny, C. Callan, 75. Okay, nice. Yeah, Joe's a good guy. If you don't know about Cyclops, he's like a no bullshit guy. He's just going to say whatever he thinks, and he's real upfront and honest. And you can really tell kind of the character of someone, by when they do something, what they have to gain off of it or not. He has nothing to gain off of helping smaller YouTube channels. I know he's done it for Kenny, me, several other good channels. He doesn't get anything out of that. And beyond that, I can tell you he has helped me create relationships with manufacturers in the industry that are going to help the channel going forward. And I said he gets nothing out of that. So just a real stand-up guy. What's up? Oh, Rick. He had to beat me down at regionals. Now he's here to beat me down in my live chat. We got Troy in the house. Dennis, Pulverizer. Yeah, I can change the channel how to fill out counseling statements at our school. They won't let me have my phone, so that's going to be the problem there. Tim Rank, what's up, brother? Joaquin, nice to see you. Let's see. Trying to get through most of these, so I don't want to miss anybody's. Leo Pruner, stay humble. Genius don't think they're smart either. Yeah, well, I got a lot of people statistically showing me that they're better than me, so I appreciate it, though. Sam Stone, kid fan from Texas. There you go. Let's see. Minecraft, how's it going? And that's right, Tree Feller. This live brought to you by Monster Energy Drinks. Now, that would be a good sponsor. All right, here's a good one. How did you do at the shoot last weekend? So let me break that up into a couple of segments and say the rifle did well. The rifle didn't have any hiccups. Like, it was solid. Me, not so much. Kind of two-part. The wind was pretty switchy. I got caught with my pants down on some really, really tough stages. and then some really easy stages. And I got caught in a bad wind situation which hurt me points wise. Honestly, I wasn't shooting that great anyway. I have a tendency when I don't shoot well, if I don't have like the ability to stop, slow down, and re-engage, then I will just go full steam forward. And honestly, I was frustrated because of the wind and a couple of bad stages, and I just kind of stopped caring. And when in reality, I should have slowed down, adjusted parallax, fixed magnification, and started trying to find bullet trace and impacts. But one thing I'm noticing, and this isn't an excuse by any means, I finished where I finished. I shot the house in the wind with the Voodoo and the CZ in the same wind. The Voodoo, and this isn't a dig on the Voodoo, the same ammo is much faster out of the Voodoo. It's 1,150 feet per second out of the Voodoo, about 1,100 out of the CZ. I noticed in the wind, the 1,100 feet per second or the extra 50 feet per second made it much more erratic in the wind, whereas I was shooting a KYL at 100, and it would be left of it, right of it, left of it, right of it. That's what happened to me at regionals quite a bit. When I shot the CZ in the same conditions, same ammunition, just 50 feet per second slower, it was much more consistent. I had one wind hold, and I actually went through and cleared the rack. So it's not that I'm shooting the CZ better. It's not that the one is better than the other. I think it's just a speed issue, and that extra speed is really hurting me in the wind. So I sucked. The rifle was pretty good as a short summation. CZ put chassis. Love it so far. Yeah, the CZ in a chassis is a good gun. I just love the Manners, if you can't tell. Like, the Manners is my deal. So hard for me to get away from that. Louis Perez from Arizona. Nice. And let's see. Mark G. Yeah, and we're going to talk about in a little bit kind of what I want to do going forward. The big thing is I don't want to ever restrict what I put on YouTube. I don't want you guys to have to pay to get the same information. Now, at some point, it's going to be not sustainable. So right now, I can tell you I am footing the bill. Like, I am making ad revenue. And look, during this discussion, nothing is off bar here. I'm always like super willing to answer questions and talk about it. And that's even finances as far as YouTube goes. If you want to know what ad revenue I generate and how much that hurts me or doesn't, or what an average YouTuber makes with my views and my subscription count, just ask me. I have no problems answering those. But I can tell you I am footing the bill. I am several 4,000 to 5,000 in the hole on equipment, which is fine. It's a decision I made to do that because I wanted to produce the videos I produced the way I wanted to produce them. And if YouTube wasn't restricting us, the ad revenue would help me dig out of that hole, and it would be self-sustaining. Now, when they start restricting us, all bets are off, and I'm not sure what's going to happen, but judge a mistake of YouTube. Yep. Oh, yeah. Matthew, you must be a former military guy busting out the rip it. Let's see. Phil Henderson just picked up a CZ 457 precision chassis. I haven't put rounds through it yet. Hopefully will tomorrow with your son. Awesome. You won't be disappointed. Oh, God, Shaggy. Ugh. I don't know. I can't do Red Bull. The monster's where it's at for me. Last month's NRL match was the craziest one I've shot so far. That regional match was the craziest win. Where I'm at, I don't really get super crazy wind. My buddy's property is a huge pasture, so it gets swirling wind, but that was crazy. And Rick and those guys that are in here, they shot it. It was nuts. Let's see. Hopefully haven't covered. No, we're just getting into it. Oh, shoot. Trust me. It's I really want to open it based on your guys' questions, but I do have some specific thoughts. MSI, I don't think it's actually a transonic issue because I tested high velocity, and what I did was I took what I shot at 50 when it was still supersonic, and I shot it further after it had been through transonic, and that didn't really change. Like, yes, the group got bigger, but compared to subsonic, it didn't grow any bigger percentage-wise. It was actually tighter. So I don't think transonic and 40 grain and that speed is that big of a deal as much as it is for center fire. just because I think it's already a brick flying through the air. So how much more can you disrupt a brick? Obviously, it's a very, very light brick, but I just don't think the BC is high enough for Transonic to really mess with it. Lou Perez in Desert, Arizona, appreciate you coming. Yeah, and we'll get more in depth with it, the YouTube stuff, like the specific rules and kind of how they're screwing us and what I think they're trying to do. And Kent may be right. I do got a little bit of a love relationship. And the pulverizer, actually, the first shot out of the Voodoo with that ammo is supersonic. But then once I get to the cold bore, they all drop subsonic, just under, but they are subsonic. And Minecraft, I'm just not big enough, honestly. Like, there's no way I would add any value to their network. They have, they were super wildly successful YouTube channels to begin with. Someone bigger like X-Ring may have some success with that, although I'm not trying to put words in his mouth. I don't know that he's looking to get off YouTube platform at all, but certainly someone bigger would get some consideration, but at my size, I don't think so. Definitely. I prefer Ely Match and Ely 10X. The BC is like one of the highest BCs. It's silver, so it's going to reflect light, so you're going to see more bullet flight, and that alone to me is worth it. And Ely's been very consistent for me, so I definitely recommend Ely over the rest. If nothing else, if you're shooting PRS or NRL, seeing that bullet in air is like a game changer. If you miss and can't see it, you're pretty well screwed. I mean, you just got to make a guess. But if you shoot, miss, and see where the bullet flight is, then you know how you need to correct, and then you can make a hit right after that. That's super important. And I'm not sure the speed difference. They're both the same twist. They're nearly identical lengths, but a lot of barrel manufacturers don't talk about how they produce a barrel. So not all barrels are equal. They're all made to certain kind of, like, I want to almost say choke to make it easy to understand. But while they're all built for a 22 long rifle, there's, minute differences between how they rifle them, the rifling style, how tight that is or loose that is, and that is all going to affect accuracy. So I really can't say. Yeah, and Michael, the Voodoo did really good. Let's see, I'm trying to get caught back up here. Craig, yeah, the Liljas are hard to beat, man. They're freaking awesome. Let's see, we got a first-time NRL 22 match this weekend on my new B14R. Awesome, man. Yeah, the B14R is great. Chuck, how's it going, Chuck? Good evening to you. Let's see, Trump's new media platform on the way ahead of the first year of the elect will work like YouTube. Yeah, and a lot of people will talk about Odyssey and the YouTube alternatives, like the gun-friendly YouTube alternatives. The problem is there's no views there. So I guess this is a great time to jump back into the YouTube bitch fest, if you will. So the problem is that for a small YouTube channel like myself, I'm at 7,500 subscribers, which, thanks to you guys, I mean, that's awesome. And I get more views than somebody would at 7,500 too. So it's been awesome, but I'm 100% reliant on ad revenue to make ends meet without coming out of pocket to sustain the channel. And that ad revenue needs to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $600 to $1,000 a month in order for me to break even. The cost of match ammunition obviously is crazy. You got equipment, I'm breaking, upgrading, targets. It's just, the list goes on and on and on. But anyway, we need ad revenue to keep doing it because and I can't say, I won't speak for everybody, but there's very few people in this game. And let's just call it what it is. It's a business. We love what we do, and that's why we're doing it, because honestly, we're making way less than we could doing almost anything else. But at the end of the day, it's a business to the point where it needs to sustain itself. So from the business perspective, there's not a lot of people out there who are just going to shell out money out of pocket and not get any return. I'm willing to do that for future growth and to see, what we can do. And if we can get away from YouTube, I'm not just going to throw in the towel just because all of a sudden YouTube, isn't monetizing my videos, although that will have long-term effects on the channel, obviously. But I think by and large, you're going to see a lot of small YouTube channels die. Now, those that are doing it, and I'm not picking on anybody, I know some of you are going to know who I'm talking about, but if you're doing low cost video, like i.e., you don't have production, like you have a phone, you shoot the content, and you're either getting what you're shooting for free or it's something you were already going to do anyway, then you're really not having to invest a ton of money and you can self-sustain pretty much off of nothing. That has never been my agenda for this channel. In my vision of the channel, we are still very, very small, to the point of what I want to do in the future and what I want the channel to be. So we were like 1/100th of what I want the channel to be. So in order to grow that, I have to grow, and I need to grow with YouTube, because I can't just pummel you guys all the time, constantly be that guy badgering you for handouts. And, I don't want to have to constantly beg for that. For those of you who do support me on Patreon, the shirts and, the PayPal stuff, you guys are great. And it freaking helps a lot. I mean, it really does a lot, but I don't want to be that guy that's always doing that, because to me, that was never my business model. I want to grow with YouTube if I can and get the channel to what it is. And a little, I guess, snippet of that, because obviously you guys aren't in my head. I want to expand this to where we have the capability to test and review every rimfire, every common rimfire, all the equipment, everything that's pertinent to our sport and what we love. I want to do that. I also want to do some affordable centerfire stuff. So I'm thinking 223 AI stuff, 308, not anything crazy. I want to do a lot of projects, just vetting, common theories and stuff. And it's just very equipment heavy, and we'll get there eventually if we can stick this out. But let me check these comments. I'm getting super long-winded. I don't get to talk much in depth about YouTube a lot, so it's kind of actually a nice little sounding board. It's getting cold in New York. Yeah, I got hoodies coming. Everything's so slow right now. I got like 10 that I'm going to get. And then if you guys like them, then I'm going to put a big order in. It's just with right now not making ad revenue, and I'm fronting shirts, and it's a nightmare for money right now. But I'm trying. X-Ring's exactly right. And he told me this before, months before this, and I didn't think about it. I really, really did not think about the fact. And you can prove this if you have a Kestrel. Just change your speed. Put in a wind value, like 90 degree, 10 mile an hour. Change your muzzle velocity value up and watch your wind hold grow. It's crazy. And I mean, so for an example, we had one stage, 25 yards, 50 yards, and I think maybe 75 or 100. But it was just KYL racks, and they were stupid easy. I missed like 7 out of 12, and for no reason. I mean, I'm like, it's prone. I'm super steady, just watching the bullet go left. I adjust for that, and then the bullet goes right. Go back to a center hold and misses left again. Do it again, same left, move, and it just was a nightmare. But yeah, the wind was crazy, and at the end of the day, it's my fault. I appreciate that, MSI. What's up, Stratos 27? Let's see, try and catch back up. What's up, Wild Guy? Okay, let's see. What can I expect with 1,000 views? So if you're getting 1,000 views a day, I would say, one, realize YouTube is like compound interest with videos. So your first, while your video is new, and say, let's just make this easier. You got 1,000 subs, you got your watch hours, you release a video and you get 1,000 views on it. On that video, you're not going to make much, because 1,000 views isn't much, and it's going to scale. So if in one day you had 1,000 views, you may only get like $1 from that video. Now, if you had 10,000 views, you would think in that same day, that's $10. Oh, no, that's maybe 100, because the amount of views you're getting in a set amount of time makes that time more marketable to advertisers. So it's kind of a ridiculous, convoluted scale that nobody probably can ever figure out. But um, yeah, you're probably going to make not much. I would say 70, $80 a month if you maintain that. And that's if you were releasing, let's say, 2 videos a week. Yeah, probably 70, 80, under $100 probably, unless you were getting like 1,000 views in a couple hours and then it died, but not very much. All right, Michael Spearing, how's it going? 90 degree was good. Yeah, that's for sure. Let's see. Diesel D, what's up, man? Just got home. My Legend Barrel was on the porch. Nice, brother. You have to let me know how that goes. Titus Bass. Titus, I need to ask you because I never. Are you Scott Bass? And if you don't want anybody to know that, and that's true, just you don't have to answer it. I'm just curious. Yep, great verdict today. That's a big win for us. I was going to be ridiculous if it went the other way. Does it affect the content producer if a viewer clicks skip ad during a video? I think it does. I think if you're not actually watching the video, then you're making less, or the ad, then you're making less money. But someone like Ray may know better. He's been kind of in this game. I try not to harp on the little things like that, like if somebody's skipping ads or whatever, because I skip ads. Let's be honest. Speaking of shirts, billboard shit was the hotness. Got to do a run of those again. I will. The hoodies are going to have the logo on the back. So I'm going to kind of stick to my guns with the shirts and change them every time so they're not the same and they'll be kind of like a limited run. But the hoodies will be like the full on, just like the shirt, but in a hoodie. So hopefully that answers your questions, Michael. The hoodies are coming. I'm waiting on an image from the shirt company. And hopefully I'll have like 10 at first, but as soon as I sell those, I'm probably just gonna, if those like sell quick and people want them, I'll probably end up ordering like 40 or 50. Let's see, Shaggy. Not really a tumor question. Like it's average viewer clicks on that. That's how Google's page clicks on showing the ad. Yeah, there's a lot I don't understand about it, to be honest with you guys. Let's see. You ever consider making tank tops? I made 1 or 2 for a buddy, and I think when we come back in the summer, we'll start offering, tank tops and things like that. We'll try and expand. Michael Muzzy, what's going on, brother? Do a pre-order on shirts and hoodies, and guys that support will buy first. Yeah, so the shirts are actually up on the site right now under pre-order. So I had 60 shirts, and I'm down to like 18 or 20. So I think 1 or 2 sizes have sold out, and I'll do another one. Obviously, we'll keep probably doing the pre-order thing. Thank you, Brad. I appreciate that. Red says he loves the videos. What's Shaggy talk about? Oh, it's talking about ads still. Jeff and Leslie Wildlife. I hear you on the money. The best way, small for to start, a large for. Yeah, that's right. Chris. Yeah, I just can't do it. It's a money thing, honestly, and a timing thing. It's going to be super hard. Yeah, next year, I plan on hitting the PRS rimfire stuff super hard next year. I'm going to practice my ass off. I will have hats for sale, but hats are super hard to get right now, Joaquin, but I'm trying to get them. And Andrew, hopefully that answered your question before. I am doing a pre-order currently, so everything right now will be pre-order. The website, let me put it in the chat here. It's going to be all caps because I'm too lazy to take this off. So it's in the chat now. It's pursuitofaccuracy.com. And I have some links to gear and stuff on there. Yes, exactly. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Hey, I need some clothes. All right. So we will get back into this a little bit more on the YouTube stuff. Hope it's on the East Coast. Yeah, me too. But really the distance isn't that. And John, I just posted it, just 2 or 3 comments above you in the chat there. It's just my website, pursuitofaccuracy.com. And I'll be expanding that. And let's see. Somebody asked something about the kid. There we go. Need an accuracy video on the kid. That is coming. I'm just waiting on ammo. Ammo is crazy right now. And I'm running like the ammo that I normally shoot, which is like, small batches of this, that, and the other. I'm running out of it super quickly. And it's just right now I'm getting beat down so hard on monetization. It's going to be hard to replace it, but I'm working on getting ammo. That's for sure. Let's see. Would you consider a shirt with the channel name and target to be worn everywhere? Yeah, we're going to do some different things with the shirts, Leah, just so that, for people, younger kids who are in school and stuff, they can wear them. And Shaggy linked that. I appreciate it. Nice. Coming to Raleigh. But yeah, so we'll get back into a little bit of the YouTube stuff. So the Patreon stuff and all those things are good. And I try and use those when I can. And obviously I'm trying to supplement ad revenue with those. If we can get away from YouTube eventually, that's the goal. I do have my own website, and I may actually skirt away from Patreon because even though Patreon has been good and it's very easy, I don't have total control over it, and I'm limited in what I can do. So they can flag me for things like. So for those of you who don't know, and quick ad for myself here, the Patreon, I do a monthly giveaway, and sometimes it's really good stuff. I try and make it really good every month, quite honestly. If we have any of the Patreons in here, I'd rather for them to tell you down in the comments, but I'm not cheap with gear. Like if I don't need gear and people send me gear to test, I don't need all this stuff. I'm not like a hoarder. So I try and pass it on to you guys. And I do that through my Patreons, but eventually I will move that over. I will, for those, basically I have, this is like next year sometime, but we'll move over to the website and we'll be able to do whatever we want on the website. So anything that even Patreon doesn't think is, should be on there, it doesn't matter. It'll be on my website. Just need to tidy up some things. And I want it to be a fluid movement across. I don't want it to be glitchy and having people getting locked out who can't get in there. But I'm building a ton of relationships with people in the industry right now. That's Athlon, shooting 7 targets. And now I'm drawing a blank. There's like 3 or 4 other Creedmoor Sports and NC Precision Optics and a lot of great companies. And I'm going to try and get discount codes for those just for us. And, those will probably be given out to everybody, but I'm also going to try and get special deals for the members on the site and just do things like that to increase the benefit of becoming a member on the site and giving up some of your cash. Because let's be honest, YouTube is a free platform and we have to ask, just as a business, we have to get capital return, but it also sucks that, sometimes we have to ask you guys. I would much rather get it from YouTube, who's making money off of us. But let's see if we got any questions about that. Let's see. What's the cut on? So my feet channel, no, I'm just kidding. I don't know anything about OnlyFans. I would assume OnlyFans takes more because it's a more popular site, it has more throughput, but I could be wrong. I really just don't want to be associated with OnlyFans because of what they do. And I don't care what people do. And I was in the military, been in the military for 16 years. I've seen done whatever, like it doesn't bother me, but I don't want the brand that I'm trying to create, which is very kid friendly. And we're starting to move into being more proactive in getting junior shooters out there and becoming more involved in that. And I wouldn't want the brand tied with OnlyFans. So no clue about that. Let's see. I knew from the start all revenue could be pulled. That's why I use my phone. Yep. The same. I will not buy expensive cameras. And honestly, Ray, like you've been doing this for a while, and I respect your viewpoint and what you're doing, and you've done a lot for the community. Um, it's just not my nature, I guess. Like everything I do, I want to do it to like the thousands percent. So I can't bring myself just to use a camera, even though there's nothing wrong with that. I think your content's great. I enjoy your channel. But this is what kind of makes me happy is the production side of it. And I'm maybe 10% on production of where I actually want to be. I'm on a GoPro right now. That wasn't my first choice. Next year, if we can get finances and things figured out, then we will be using a much better camera. And things are just going to increasingly get better. But that's what I enjoy is a more cinematic and, just more of a production experience, I guess. The content has to be there, but I really enjoy the production side of it. But it is very good advice, and y'all know I'm pretty terrible at taking advice, but I appreciate that, Ray. Shaggy, that's why I'm rolling my channel Extreme Best Financial Advice. Yep. I would say if you are new and getting into this, don't do what I did. Like, do not do what I did. I put myself in the hole, like, no kidding, like $6,000. If you account for ammo, way more than that. But I have a $2,000 editing PC. I have $1,000 in GoPros at least, 400 in audio, 400 in software, and then $1,300 side shot. I mean, it goes and goes and goes, but we will see. Got away from Patreon to a website for same reason. Nice. Yeah, I'm really thinking about it. For now, Patreon is good. I have no real beef with them, and they have not hindered me at all. So I do that giveaway. I don't have any problems with that. I'm careful how I word that because I don't want it to seem like gambling because it's not. It's just a way to get back from my Patreons. Those guys willing to support the channel, then as long as I can, I'm going to keep giving away good stuff to those guys. And that's probably a good segue into kind of where we're going short term. So I am going to be, which is right behind me. Let me get out of the way. That guy right there. That is going to be a new project. So we're going to be doing an everyday man's ELR project with the CZ457. Area 419 is providing a rail. International Barrel is going to be working with me on the barrel. Going to be looking at a 12 twist from one of theirs. That'll be a new experience. Who else is contributing to that? Athlon is going to be sending an Aries ETR to put on that rifle. They're also going to be sending a second Aries ETR that we're going to be giving away on the channel. So it'll be like a super easy click registration kind of deal. And they have some ELR articles already written, and I'll be kind of having those in the description. But for those of you maybe who are wondering, and I missed pointing this out, the companies that I'm working with and these guys, I am pursuing them. It's not the other way around. So I had some really crappy companies approach me from Amazon wanting me to do like reviews, and I just didn't even respond to those guys. But Creedmoor Sports, Area 419, International Barrels, Lilja, Athlon, all those guys, I have pursued them and engaged them because I already feel like they have good products and I want to showcase their products, and it helps me and it helps get you guys the information and gets me stuff that I can show you. So these guys haven't like hit me up and said, hey, we're going to, hey, talk good about this. It's me calling them and saying, I want this thing because I know this is good and I want to use it and showcase it. And, total transparency, 4 of like the 6 or 7 companies I'm working with right now have affiliate ad programs or affiliate programs, not ad program. But I don't do them. I've turned them down. They're, that's a door maybe for the future, but I don't want to have affiliates because I feel like even if I try not to, I'm still going to be biased because I'm basically at that point marketing a product I make a commission off of. And I wouldn't discourage anyone from doing that. And I'm not saying beat up on YouTubers who do that because honestly, they're smarter than me. They're better businessmen. They're better at marketing. That is really the smartest thing to do in YouTube is to, make revenue through affiliates. But since this whole channel is based on kind of reviewing products and giving real world reviews without all the fluff, without the BS, without the, there's no ties for me for any of this. So I can say and do whatever I want, there's no repercussion for me at all. Maybe that brand won't send me another rifle, but I can buy one, so it's not that big of a deal. But definitely don't knock those guys who are using affiliates. That's a smart, probably right way to do it. It's just not what I want to do. And I kind of, when I started this, knew the direction I wanted to go and, what I want to do, who I wanted to work with, and how I want to do it. And I may not be around in a year because of that model, but it won't be for a lack of trying. And the content that I'll leave behind won't be, it won't be marketing stuff. That's for sure. I'll know that. And I'm happy about that well enough. So if whatever happens, happens. Like I said, guys, if you got questions about any of this stuff, like working with those guys, how the affiliate thing works, although I don't use them, I've went through the process and been explained it to me, how some of these guys advertise and that kind of thing. I may be able to answer some of those for you. Yeah, appreciate it if you hit the thumbs up. Thanks, Shaggy. And I would say I'm gonna turn it off, but please don't do a super chat like on my channel stuff. Like, don't, because YouTube gets a huge kick of that. I meant to turn it off before this. I'm not saying anybody would, but if it was in the back of your mind, don't. Because I think at this point, YouTube's not helping us like at all. The gun community, we're on our own. Like, we're allowed to exist on their platform, but that's about it. So I'm not going to have anything turned on that's going to put more money in their pocket. That's why if I get limited ads, I'm turning it off. Like, because they're going to make money off the limited ads. I'm not going to. Doesn't make sense to me. So if I can't monetize it fully, then it's just not going to get any ads. Let's see. I'm missing some stuff, I'm sure. I appreciate that. Bad language has been the only issue I've had with NRL 20. No issues in our local match. Then I shot an X match with two guys. Couldn't stop using that. Not great. Yeah. I'm the worst one to talk about anyone. I'm terrible. I do, straight up with you. I am bad. But when there's a younger audience around, I try and hold back on that and be respectful. Because I got 3 girls. I know how that is. CMSI 1 in 12. Yeah. So for those of you who saw it, I shot the 1 in 9, the Lilja. The Lilja is a great barrel. It shot the cutting edge as well, but 1 in 9 is like, if somebody can make a 1 in 9 work with 40 grain, I don't know how, because I'll eventually maybe pull that footage, but like, it's just too overspun. It destabilizes the projectile. It's like a pellet gun. If you're familiar with air rifles, if you push a pellet too fast, it destabilizes and starts to corkscrew. Same thing happens when you overspin a 22, especially a soft lead bullet. So hoping the 1 in 12 is better, but the 1 in 9 was a bust for me. What's up, Precision Rifle Network? Nice seeing you. There we go. Appreciate it, Ray. Let's see, make sure we're not missing anything. Chat link. Which chat link do you need? Oh, are you talking to me? You want me to share you guys onto this gem? Just let me know. I'll get the invite thing out. Hopefully it'll work. Let's see. Dude, as fast as you're going, you'll be around for a long time. Yeah, I mean, it's a double-edged sword, and I appreciate that. I'm putting out a lot of videos, and which incurs a lot of costs. Most videos I'm probably shooting half a brick of match ammunition. I could do it with cheaper ammo, but does that really actually prove the point I want to prove? No. Like, yeah, there's some videos where I could use other stuff, but for most of it, I don't want to take away from the content of the video by using ammunition that I'm not sure is going to do the job that I need it to do to illustrate what we're trying to illustrate. So, I'm spending a ton in match ammo, which is my own doing. So as long as I can get over this hump of YouTube trying to kill all the gun channels, and I think we'll be okay. I'm sure you're in the same boat. And I don't know who wouldn't know, but Precision Rifle Network, if you haven't checked those guys out, that's another great channel. And great thing in this community is all the gun tubers, like, and optics guys, we all support each other. It's been a stupid good community. Even if this thing bombed tomorrow, if my channel got deleted, I at least got to meet, this pretty awesome community that's including all the subscribers on here and you guys watching. It's been pretty badass. Glad to hear it. Yeah. I wanted to get an IBI barrel because I know the Canadian guys are using them. Obviously, they're a Canadian company, and they have a really cool profile that I want to try called a Schnoobel. And what they do is leave extra material on the crown side of the muzzle. Well, I say that the last few inches of the barrel has more material, and they say that keeps everything more concentric, although the guys were very honest and said you're probably never going to see it, but that is the most accurate barrel system you can make is by that design for them. So I'm excited. It's not something that you see a lot. I don't think I've ever seen an international barrel on a 22 in the States. And I know there's a lot of misconceptions with that because the first thing I heard when I mentioned them at one point was you can't get the barrels, but I know they're in Canada, but you can get the barrel. Yo Dave Trigger spring kits are also a Canadian company. But let's see. Oh, dang. I thought about dropping you 5K. Now you're turning it off. Yeah, don't drop 5K on this. You just send that right in the mail, Shaggy. Don't even worry about the YouTube. Did your 1 and 9 shooting groups for the 40 or no? Nope. Not a single one. Always satisfying it. Yeah. The 1 and 9 was, I shot like 40 rounds through it and was like immediate, like, nope, this is not going to work. Because I looked at the barrel. I mean, it was a Lilja. It was super tidy. Like, they make freaking awesome barrels. And then when I threw the CEs through it, I saw, that tighten back up. And I think it just needs to be a solid bullet with a little weight. But yeah, the 9 is just like, I know Mike Bush and those guys at Voodoo are doing all their testing and all that stuff. But, if it was the miracle barrel everybody's saying it is, then why aren't they already making? They got an in-house barrel shop. They could be churning out 1 and 9 barrels and marketing the hell out of that right now. I mean, those guys aren't in the business of not making money. So if there was a new exciting barrel option that would potentially get them return money, then they would be doing it. So that's kind of, and I know they want to test and vet things, but they haven't been testing this for a week. It's been a while. So I'm excited to try the 1 and 12. But the 1 and 9 for me was just kind of a bust. You agree ammo supply is the hardest part of making videos. Yeah, and I'm not going to lie. I reached out to Kilo Shooting. That's who I buy all my ammo from, and I pretty much only shoot Ely. I did reach out to those guys, and I don't think they sponsor anybody. So I thought it was, a very like 1% chance, but I wanted to try because that would certainly offset a bunch of the cost of the videos. But we will see. Josh Reed, I own X-Ring and Apology. I bagged on it for getting on Smith's gear and getting on Hollywood, but after I thought of it, he's done. He's done more for teaching us shooting freaks than most. Yeah. But look, you can still bag on the guy. I'm still going to bag on him. He's going to, he'll whoop me in just about any shooting discipline there is. But that won't stop me from talking junk. Let's see. My guy here has an IB on CZ. Seems like a broader range ammo than my Lilja. The 2-month wait sucked. Yeah. I'm not sure. That's probably most of that shipping, and I'm sure. I need 60 grain 1180 for an underwear. Yeah, I mean, I was shooting the 42s at 11-ish. I'm sorry. I was shooting 42s at 1300-ish, and they were stabilizing. Stupid hard to load them, but you could shoot the 60 grain Aguila factory ammunition with that 1 and 9 would work. See, mine never even shot a good group with it. It was just all over the place. You mentioned that your Lilja can't ring quickly. Why is that? I have no idea. It's honestly, I think, just depends on how the chamber design is. Because the Voodoo doesn't carbon up as quickly, and the Voodoo, I can clean the carbon ring out of it twice as quickly as I can the CZ with the Lilja. The factory CZ barrel is also very quick to carbon up and also hard. You know, I've got kind of my own little secret sauce. I'm cleaning out that I would never tell you guys to do, because the right way is to do, you know, kind of how you see me and X-Ring do it and nylon brush and take things off the end and don't pass stuff past your crown. And but I can tell you in reality, you could spin a nylon brush in a chamber with a good amount of, you know, rimfire blend. It's going to eat that carbon ring up pretty quickly. I'm not saying do that, but I'm just saying it's possible. Let's see. Give us a lot. Yeah, he definitely has. I mean, that guy's been around doing it all, so he knows. He knows what's going on. That's Haribo's work. Yeah, the 60 grain ones. People have already kind of confirmed that those will work pretty well in the 1.9. Direct from IBI, I get 2 weeks in customs. Yeah, which IBI hasn't sent mine. They're not totally sure how involved they want to be on whether or not like they want to give me a discount or send me the barrel. All I can do is kind of like do my best to advertise for the channel. And the one good thing is that you guys watching in our community is that, you know, it's not a bunch of, you know, fly by night guys who are in it for a week and then gone. You guys are all very serious and very seasoned shooters. And that's, you know, helps me really advertise the channel, because the demographic we have is just, you know, pretty badass for as far as that goes. Let's see. That's why we were trying to get. I think I just missed your first one, man. Let me invite and send it to Rick Amos. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 sec. Let me send this to Rick and those guys so they can get on here. One sec, I swear. I'm just going to send them the invite. All right, so the invite is going to Rick's email. I'm sure you guys are probably together. And just let me know if you didn't get that. All right, back onto it. I use rimfire blend and carbon remover. I haven't used the carbon remover yet. I need to order some. I can get the carbon ring out with the rimfire blend, honestly, and just a traditional method. There were some of the barrels that I really shot pretty heavily, especially the factory barrels. Those took a little bit of elbow grease, but let's see. Getting my feet wet with a 457 Pro Varmint's my first serious rimfire. Yeah, it's a damn good one too. Dickhead just shows up. Shaggy hides all left-handed actions. Yeah, and I appreciate all the likes. At this point, I'm not sure what it'll do for us, as crazy as YouTube is right now. I see Appalachian. What's up, brothers? I like the manners too. I blame you for that. Nice. That manners is nice. And I was on their website, and they have a new CZ model with the adjustable cheek rest. It's not replacing the OEM. So if you bought the rifle OEM, but they do have like one ready to ship Manor stock, like a PRS-1 with the adjustable cheek riser for a CZ inletted for it. I didn't even know they did that. I knew they had the kind of like a half cone thing that was like just one side, and it wasn't like the full deal. But so I don't know. Maybe they're getting a little more serious, but I love the manners. Dick Hedges. What's up, brother? So Dick Hedges is a match director in Florida, and he's a huge proponent for the U shooters out there. And that's like, honestly, I'm not going to lie. Dick, you were the reason why I've kind of started doing more of that here with our bench rest competition locally, kind of sponsoring that a little bit, and talk to the match director and try and get more U shooters involved. And basically I just said, hey, look, if we can get 5 or more to shoot the season, the top youth, I'll buy them a CZ 457, like a Varmint or something like that. Obviously I would have to buy it and transfer to their parents. But, and that, that's kind of rubbed off on me from you. You're a real piece of crap, but you're a pretty good guy too. So thanks for being a good influence. Let's see. I'm waiting for the MTR chassis never find one stock. Honestly, to me, I don't have any interest in getting that. Uh-oh. Here we go. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. What's up, gentlemen?
Howdy, howdy. How are you?
What's going on? Doing great. What's up? Where you guys at?
Hit the other button so the screen will widen up.
My bad.
There we go.
There you go.
We just got back from a knife show in Nashville. So
yeah. So for the three of you in this chat that don't know who these two handsome gentlemen are, that is Rick on the left from Is Your Six Covered, and on the right you have Ray, Mr. X Ring. Rick been shooting a lot of PRS stuff under the influence of Ray. Ray has been shooting everything under the sun before the sun ever crested the first mountain.
I'm not that.
Yeah, he's not that old, but
50. Leave us alone.
I'm just saying that to say, like, the guy's freaking an amazing shooter, and he has like a ton of disciplined skills. He's not a one trick pony. It's a guy who can shoot USPSA 3-gun, rimfire, everything. But so good guys here. If you're not subscribed to them, make sure you do that.
Josh, I appreciate that. The reason we were trying to get you the link was I think you and I had the conversation about production, and I wanted to mention this because, I released that video a couple days ago on the Trigger Tech, and where we had the guy following us at Snipers Unknown.
Yeah.
That is a paid professional. His camera equipment is somewhere in the neighborhood of about $50,000 because he does all the advertising stuff for Microtech and all that. And he's full-time with Microtech. And so they thought it'd be a good idea if he followed us around. I did receive quite a few negative comments from people, even though it did have more of that cinematic feel to it.
Yeah.
More of a story and that you were there. But I don't think that's ever going to help grow your channel.
And I would agree.
I'm just saying in general, up to this point, channel for a little over 3 years, and I appreciate everyone that helped it grow. But like I said, it's been done on an iPhone with iMovie.
Yeah,
and
simple.
It did take a lot of effort for me to do that at a lot of the matches, but I wanted to be able to convey what was going on. But I'm a cheapskate when it comes to the photography stuff. I used to do it for and I said I'll never go back to that. And when I first started the channel, maybe 2 weeks into it, I actually met Don with Such00, and he's got like 1.5 million subscribers.
Yeah, he's big.
He told me, keep it simple, keep it homegrown. Do not invest money in camera equipment. And I have to agree with that wholeheartedly. This was a really learning experience because I was actually talking to Nick about helping me with some of my reviews and stuff and having him do the filming for it. And after seeing some of the comments, I think I'm just going to leave it as is. It still gets the cost and everything else. But that's the best advice I can give. I just wanted to clear that up.
Yeah. And I get that. And I think content is, content's king. And you guys, obviously that's people are there for the content and the deliverance. For me, the production quality is, I think, more for my own personal self-satisfaction than it is the good of the channel, which that's why I try and be ultra clear. Like every bit of like what I've talked about and done and up to this point it's all dug my own hole. I didn't need any of this to do what I've done. I've done all this for a lot less money, but it's just not how I wanted to do it. So that's why, I kind of have to sit here now and be like, I could have done this for a lot less money, but I wanted to do it the other way. I made a conscious decision to do it. And, but it's just my nature because you guys know me. I'm the IT guy and I love tinkering and I just love to push myself to do things. And that's really, and I think we talked about this before, I never shot any competition at all until I shot USPSA. And it's because I picked up a gun and I shot it at a target and I realized, okay, I suck. And you can't just point the gun and hit the target. So I threw myself into USPSA to force myself to become better. And same with the rifle stuff. I was like, man, I'm not that good. Like, I kind of suck. So wham, in goes Josh in the precision rifle, and that'll grow hopefully next year to center fire. And it's the same thing here, though. I just love to beat myself down, and but it is great advice. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and the tough part is, you started at a very fast pace, almost a run, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of us started off. I mean, I've been doing this for 8 years, and it's tough, but it's we're all learning. There's some people like yourself that have way better IT skills, computer skills when it comes to that stuff, and you enjoy doing it. A lot of us, we have a ton of video footage in our phone, and we don't even want to make the damn video because we just got to do it on iMovie. Like, just getting that portion of it over so someone can actually see it it gets tough, but I've been doing it a lot.
I think we've talked about it before. Some of the big time guys do like nothing. Like, I mean, look at Cletus McFarland with the car stuff. That guy puts the same freaking soundtrack off of Epidemic Sound in all of his films. Now, they do a little bit of editing. They have a big crew, but at the end of the day, his editing is like very, very basic. And then,
it worked for him.
Yeah, there's a guy who does a shooting channel, Hootie Who. I mean, that guy has a freaking enormous channel. And I'm not, for God's sakes, I'm not knocking the guy if you like him, but like, from my mindset, I don't know how. Like, I'm just bewildered by what he's doing and the viewership he has.
Well, and I think it's tough because sound quality is probably key to anything. If you got a video that looks decent, but you can't hear what the hell he's saying, or I mean, that's probably the most horrible, to sit there and try to watch a video. But like, if you're giving people good information, or you're entertaining them of some sort, and it's not, the most beautiful HD camera, I think a lot of people can deal with stuff. But I mean, it's definitely cool to see videos that have been heavily edited, but you won't see, at least I've never seen in the last 8 years. I've built really good, super, I put a ton of time and effort into it. I don't get any more views on that one. Hell, most of the videos, it's just more topic related than it is.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, I'm not going to get more views because I put an extra 6 hours into making this thing.
It's definitely cool. So Wow Guy asked a question. I think it's a question, but it says X-Ring, do feel Josh is right about only shooting match ammo for all the video he makes? So yeah, I think it's a question.
Yeah, no, I would say, yeah. I mean, guys, most of my reviews on anything, I'm shooting match ammo, center fire stuff, or when we're shooting rimfire, we are shooting the Ely or the 10X or the the Center X, whatever. I mean, that's one of those calls that I realized. And I know this is not about me whatsoever, but I'll tell you my path. When I started on the channel, it was about learning. Okay, basically teaching people what I know, because everybody, and I don't know a lot, but I've been around. It's just everybody tried to keep this stuff secret. I mean, they didn't want to share information. There wasn't a lot of long range content that had really good information to it. And I knew nothing about the money. Okay, I knew nothing about it. And because Rick is the one that brought me into it, because I saw him at a shooting range and he always had his camera. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm filming. I have a YouTube channel, because I don't get on YouTube. I heard you mention there's not many people that you follow on YouTube, and I'm the same way. And once the revenue started coming in, it was nice. It was nice to have it. And what we need to talk about on the revenue is, okay, so when you get some videos that have, 500,000 views or 1 million views, what everybody needs to realize, like you were talking about at compounding, is you get paid for that every month. So some of these videos, like one of my better videos was one that I did in a basement, and I just talked about mill versus MOA. The thing's got 500,000 or 700,000 views. Every single month, I'm making, $20, $30 off of that video that I filmed 3 years ago. And it's like, wait a minute. And in this video, I've got super ultra rare, stupid high-end machine gun that nobody else can get or anything else. And it gets, a couple thousand views. So you never know you're going to hit that one that gets kind of hot, but it's every single month. And it is nice to have that money, but I never, ever, and you know how I feel about this. I don't have a page. I don't do links because I never wanted people to feel like that I was just trying to get their money for my content. That was an investment I was willing to make, which I always just tried to keep. I'm a cheapskate when it comes to that. I mean, period,
Yeah.
because I know pulled away any time. And even Big Meat Sunday, Curzette used to come, or John used to come on here all the time, and he was like, "Look, you can lose all that revenue." And I think
instantly,
if you think about these big
Yeah.
channels, Rantham and all that, guys, some of these people make $50,000+ a month off their YouTube channels or more. But it's not about being big, because I know guys that have 200,000 and 300,000 subscribers that don't make the money that guys that have 40 and 50,000 subscribers make if the views are there.
Yeah.
it's all if the people out there watching. If you have a channel that has 5 million subscribers, but it only gets 1,000 views, it has nothing to do with subscribers. It's all view based.
Correct.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you
Subscribers just may help you get that initial rush of views to kind of kick it in the algorithm.
correct. So
The crazy thing about YouTube and the Achilles heel for us is knowing you guys. I know how you are, and I'm not trying to categorize you, but I think all three of us are passionate and like get some sort of self-reward about teaching things, like, and showing people things, and there's a sense of like accomplishment that comes with that. But we tend to teach. Go ahead. Sorry, Rick. Go ahead.
that's all right. My biggest reward is when I see someone that has watched the video and they just started shooting a match, maybe because of watching the videos,
Yeah.
or maybe they learned something and were able to hit more targets at a match. Or that's really, Ray was a huge component of giving away, I wouldn't call it secrets, but what he had learned from all those years of shooting.
Yeah.
And he really started to give information, which was really cool, because like he had said earlier, a lot of people keep this shit hidden. It may cost you, not so much cost you, but you may give away a magic secret and actually lose a match because the magic secret's lost, right?
Yeah.
These guys are very tight-lipped when it comes to certain things.
Yeah.
So it's cool to hear and see people actually giving wisdom.
Yeah. The real problem with YouTube is that if you take a video with all of our skill and expertise, whatever that little may amount to on this side of the screen, and on that side, obviously Ray and you guys have a lot more experience with things that I don't. But if you were to make something that you would feel was like very in depth and technical, that's probably only going to apply to 1% of 1% of the YouTube viewership. Whereas, like you were saying, if I make a video that's how to mount your rifle scope or best 22 long rifle scope, that we know is, you can get that information anywhere, and is probably, not really helping anyone, but that would get a ton of views because it applies to so many more people.
Exactly.
And that kind of sucks, as the guy's really doing top 10 videos every week with voiceovers and stolen footage are making thousands of ad revenue. And, this guy's being original. We don't get nothing, but it is what it is.
I was lucky enough to get quite a bit of stuff from Vortex, from doing those live chats, having Tree Feller make an amazing contact. Those are the things, I'm not looking to make billions of dollars at all, but it was really nice to get something, right? But I consider that like a huge win. Like, I know my channel's small. I hardly make, any money, but I don't care. I mean, I'm lucky enough that I can do all this stuff, and it's more for fun than anything. But.
Well, you came by it more honest than, anybody I know, including myself. Like I said, I pursue companies left and right. I mean, I'm tenacious about it. In Rick's circumstance, what he's talking about is he shot Vortex for years. For those of you who don't know this, and one of his subscribers, and he may still be hanging around here, Tree Feller, he had a former connection with those guys at Vortex. He was formerly sponsored. He contacted them and said, "Hey, this guy, you need to send him some stuff, sponsor this guy." So, I mean, Rick didn't even pursue these guys. It's like somebody on his behalf pursued them for him. So I don't know how much more honest you could come by what you got there.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I worked in a a profession for 31 years. I have fun at Microtech as a part-time employee. I can pay my bills. So
Yeah.
But I like giving the information out. I mean, Ray's channel's, definitely got more information when it comes to people learning stuff off of it. But that's the point of my existence on YouTube, is to help people out, get people to go to the range. I've talked about it on all my chats. Hey, go out and shoot. Who cares if you do get last place? Go have fun. Call it good.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just, we're all there to have fun. Sometimes getting your butt whooped by Rick sucks. And
it's a lot of work, Josh, and you will go through ups and downs where you're just like, I'm done with this. I don't feel like doing a video, and you might not put one out for a month. I know you might say that right now that won't happen, but it will happen.
You haven't been doing this that long.
Yeah, and like I said, for me, it's been a little over 3.5 years, but you'll go through a swing where they will demonetize every freaking video you do, and it's like, well, what's the point of doing this? Even though I don't make a ton of money off of it, I don't want to see it go away, because it does help. Okay.
Yeah.
Plain and simple, it helps. And
one great day. Okay. I grab all my shit. I throw it all in the truck. I got to fill up the fuel tank. I got to use my own ammo. All this stuff. I'm probably going to go to the range anyways, but there's hours involved just getting to the range, shooting, and then the whole concept of the video idea is more hours, because now you got to set cameras up and blah blah blah.
It takes a lot of time.
It's a pain in the ass. Then you got to edit it all. And that, like I said earlier, I got on that phone we're talking on right now. There's hours. I got 2 3-gun matches that I never even put on there, just because I'm like burnt out. I haven't been doing the live chats like I was every night.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming, man.
We never filmed a single thing.
Not 1 minute of video.
And there were some really cool places we got to visit. Some really nice, cool shops that were gun/knife/whiskey shops. Yeah. And I was like, man, this would be really cool content. We never broke our phone out, because you get to a point where you're like, you know what? You just do your thing, and there's always time for video later. Yeah. But you'll get to that point where you don't film as much.
It's work. It ends up being work.
Let me go ahead and clear something up really quick, in case anybody does ask. There's quite a few viewers on here that do watch Rick's channel and my channel, and I appreciate it. It came up, is there something going on with you and Rick that y'all aren't friends anymore? No, we are. But the thing is the reason I quit doing chats with Rick is because, you guys know, I'm not going to say quit doing, but not doing them as often, was because I am all about learning. And unless a chat has
good information,
I'm not going to say good information, because your stuff has information, but unless there's a topic that something can be learned, I feel like I could be wasting my time. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. At one point,
a lot of it's been 22.
Yeah, a lot of it was 22, and right now I'm done with 22, because I'm in center fire mode, and I'll pick 22 back up later. But now's not the time. I can't be in center fire mindset and I don't want to go back and forth.
Yeah.
So I just put that up, because I think Otter and some other people commented, but no, I mean, we hang out at work all the time. We just went to a show together. We've been in a freaking truck for 12 hours. I've had all I can stand. No, it's everything's good there, but that's what's going on. It's not, Ray's too good to hang out with. It has nothing to do with that. No. It's just, it's got to be good content, or I'm just going to kind of stay away from it.
Yeah. No, I don't blame you. I mean, you guys are, as you said, you're stretching yourselves thin already, and you guys spend, ridiculous amount of time together. Like, I'm sure at some points you spend more time with each other than, you do with your families. And
don't even get me started. My wife has said that. You going over to Rick's? That's what was happening with the chats. It's like, I'll be gone for about 30 minutes, and I come rolling in at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
The chat too long.
Gotcha.
Oh, geez. But no,
that's funny.
Adventure, and I don't regret a single moment. One of the most gratifying things for me are, guys that email me and they're like, man, you really helped me with this. I answered 2 calls this weekend, and even at the knife show, people are coming up and, they're like, oh, you're X-Ring. And what the guy say, he goes, I'm kind of starstruck. I'm like, no, I'm just a normal guy. Yeah. That's it. But I was like, dude, and I'm a small channel, but, I always try to share what information I can. I don't know it all, but what I've learned, it took a lifetime to learn.
Well, seeing one things that comes is tough because if you're gone so long, meaning like I do live chats a lot, and if you're gone for 5 days, I'm getting a ton of emails like, "Are you okay? Everything all right?" I mean, people are
At least they
awesome.
care.
Yeah, they do care. They do care. They want to make sure everything's good. And I almost feel like I'm like, okay, well, I better do one tonight,
Yeah.
So sometimes it's just kind of a BS session or whatever, just basically just telling everybody I'm alive, and it's really cool. Don't get me wrong, it's awesome, amazing, but you almost feel like you need to jump on there just to say hi for a little while.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell you from my personal experience, from the time that I submit the video to the time that I wait for, because I'll wait for comments to come in. And I've already looked at the video several times and maybe critique myself or whatever, but like, I'm pretty much like addicted to the process. And I've always been, I don't know if it's just, I've always loved teaching things, in the military and that thing, I always loved being an NCO and getting to work with, this is obviously not the same, but I feel like it's the same reward kind of for myself, is that we can create something from nothing and then it helps people and they can immediately reciprocate back that gratitude through the YouTube platform and leaving comments and likes. And for me, it's like immediate gratification because I've always been super just really like wanting to teach people things all the time. And it's just nice because YouTube, there's so many different people, certain skill levels that, what is it?
Spinning rifles is all that matters.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, that is. Dickhead just, what a
I
dick.
don't want to sleep.
That's right. And I'm going to bring that back just for Rick, maybe one of these days. But yeah, for me, it's just an addiction.
Josh, do you answer every comment on
Yes.
your video now?
Yep.
You will not be saying
I know. I know.
So I told Rick in the beginning, and I didn't know that the channel was going to blow up. I said, I'm going to always try to do my best to answer every comment. You get to a point, it is not possible.
Yeah.
Unless you hire somebody full time, there's no possible way you can have a life with your family, have a job, and answer all your comments. I mean, you dedicate hours every single night. And it's not that you don't appreciate them. I mean, sometimes, I'll hit the heart mark or whatever, just, for acknowledgement or a thumbs up or whatever you can do. But it'll get to that point. I mean, your channel grew pretty fast,
really
very
fast,
quickly.
Yeah.
But it will become like a job, and it's tough. It's tough, especially if you're not retired and that's all you're doing.
I found it's, managing that has been hard for me because I like to dive into stuff, and I had to, like, my videos in like this last week, I made a conscious effort, like I'm shooting, but I need to slow down because I will obsess myself into a hole. And then I'll wait till it's too late, till it's after the fact when I realize, holy crap, I haven't been doing anything with my family. All I'm doing is working, shooting YouTube videos, uploading, and, trying to broker deals. Because for a while there, I know lies probably spend 2 to 3 hours a week on the phone with companies. Just trying to market like Pursuit of Accuracy kind of as a brand. And it has paid off in a little bit for me to be a small channel. I've been able to basically, like beat these guys into the ground to get them to help support the channel, through a product. But is it worth the time? Probably not. I mean, I'm losing a lot of time, but I'm trying to make it a little more even keeled. And that was kind of like, or any actual Guntubers probably going anywhere as a result of all the changes? No, even if they don't monetize my stuff, that just makes me change my strategies. Will I ever go anywhere? Probably not. Will I have to slow down? Yes, for sure. Because you can't just invest and get no return. But
and you're going to have like the core group, like there is a lot of names not a lot meaning hundreds, but like when I go live, you see it. They're the great core. There's that great core always there. There's going to be a few new people that pop in, but like these people that we spend so much time together live or whatever, we know where most people live and how things are going, and they got a new route this, and that's what I really enjoy out of it more than having like say, like 60,000 subs, but I don't know any of them. Like tons of these guys, and not so much gals, maybe a couple, but you actually see them at the matches and stuff now, and it's like cool, and they're like, oh, how'd your new MX do or whatever, and they already know they know your life basically. Like, hey, I got a new rifle, and they already know all this stuff, so it's pretty cool.
So dollar, or sorry, go ahead.
What's my hashtag?
Still
a dick.
All right, so here goes Ray with the hashtag still a dick. So I personally don't reach out to companies. Never have. I don't do cold calls to say, hey, look, this is what I can offer you, because I consider myself a nobody. And even at 60 something thousand subs or whatever, it's getting ready to break 70,000. I'm going to ask you this question, and I'm going to put you on the spot here.
That's good.
Let's say you have 10,000 subscribers. You have what? 8 change, right?
Who, me? No, I have like 7,500, I think.
Okay, so 7,500 coming from because I have to vet these phone calls all the time for Microtech.
Yeah.
What can you, as a influencer, do for a company that they're not already doing? Okay, let's say there's a product that I have, and you call, and you're directed to me right now, and you're saying, "Look, I want to support your product." I mean, what can you do?
Yeah, I mean, well,
what do you offer?
So the premise is that I called you, correct, and I'm pursuing you guys for a product. Okay. Is that right? Okay, yes. So because I've done that, so under that premise, one, I make sure I have my data together, and I usually call, and it would usually tell them, hey, I'm a content creator. This is what I do. I've used your product. I like your product. I want to showcase it. I was like, I am a small YouTube channel. I would like to get XYZ from you guys. And then I start hitting them with data, and I say, look, I'm a small YouTube channel. This is my percentage growth a month. This is how many unique views I get in a month. This is how many website hits I get based off my website and through the links, and I usually just hit them with the data, but I'll have that prepared. Like, I don't go into it cold or just like, hey, I'm Josh, I have a YouTube channel, but I start hitting them with data and say, I get this many unique viewers and this many minutes watch time. And so your product will hit this many eyes. And, oh, by the way, I'm very specialized and your product fits my niche market. And all my viewership is of that demographic that's going to be interested in this product, and I think that's helped me a little, because I'm not a guy who does baseball bats, four-wheelers, BB guns, air rifles, 22s, scuba diving gear. Like my core audience is all into one thing. We are very specific. So when I do, and if it's something that it applies to that, I have the benefit of saying, I have 7,500 subscribers. I'm growing 20% a month. I get 5,000 unique viewers on a video per month. That's how many eyes are going to get on it. And, oh, by the way, it's 100% in your market. Like, it's not a radio ad where you hit 2% of your market. It's 100% of your market of 7,500 people of this many unique views. And that is honestly, I think, and I can't say because I'm not those guys, but the companies I've reached out to and been successful with, I think the data-driven approach is what has pushed them to say, okay. And then they usually just say, let's firm it up over email. And then they send me, I think you were on there for that, obviously Athlon, they're going to be helping me out big time, but Area 419, Athlon, International Barrel, Lilja, work with Lilja. And it's all just pursuing those guys, but I always make sure I'm 100% ready for that. As soon as they answer the phone, I have data and hard numbers. I have an email ready with all the pertinent links. And then I'm very upfront, and I just tell them, look, I want you to send me the product. I'm not going to return the product, but if I have an issue with the product, that goes in the video. Like, I don't do affiliates. I don't do paid reviews. So whatever happens. And for good or bad. But, if I'm pursuing the company, it's usually something already vetted. Like, I know if I get a Cronus or a Midas tack from Athlon, it's going to be good to go. I know if 419 sends me a rail, it's a good product. I've just avoided companies that are questionable. I don't even pursue them because I don't want to deal with basically having to say, oh, they sent me this product and it sucks, by the way. So try and avoid that if I can. But
Yeah. Well,
Okay, that's a good explanation. I just you have to look at it from a company's point of view, and let's say it's a 30 to $50 million a year company.
Hmm.
What are they going to gain?
Oh yeah, big
What
company, probably
their
nothing from me. Yeah.
presence, if they're a large company, their social media presence on Instagram or even Facebook will have hundreds of thousands of
Oh yeah.
followers and all that. One of the things I always heard is that most companies don't even like to talk to smaller channels unless you've got 100 plus thousand subs.
Yeah.
And, a lot of them have set rules. Say, look, we're not dealing with social media influencers unless they're this big. And I don't know. I'm just asking because I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't reach out to companies like this, but what does Lilja have to gain? Which, I see one of your commenters said he bought a Lilja because of you, but now how does Lilja know that purchase? Because they're not going to know.
No.
Because
Yeah.
I'm not doing affiliates or anything else, which I don't do either. I don't do direct links or anything like that. It's not why I got in the business um, or in the game of doing YouTube. But how do they ever know that you did anything for them other than you just cost them product?
Yeah, and I think for some of the companies, honestly, I think a lot of the guys who work with them, they don't. I think they kind of know that they can't put a metrics on that. Like they're not gonna be able to do a formula in a spreadsheet and come out with an equation that said sending me X amount of product inventory cost equals this many sales. A lot of them, and a lot of the bigger companies, honestly, when I talk to those guys, like Athlon. What does freaking Athlon have to gain by dealing with me? Like next time. But when I talked to Dustin, those guys at Athlon, I talked to them. I just try to be realistic. I was like, look, I know I'm a small company, or not small. I know you guys are a big company. I know I'm a small YouTube channel. I was like, and I also understand you guys support the shooting sports. You can do a lot of those things. And I, like, first of all, thank you, because I do realize, as at least a smart consumer, that everything you put into the sport, you do it at a zero gain. It's like, so, and I usually use that as like, hey, thanks for doing this and being supportive of the sport and basically losing product for no reason, because that's what they do on a prize table. You're not getting anything
yeah,
from
for
that.
sure.
Correct.
Sponsor shooters, they're not getting anything, because who do those guys interact with? Other sponsor shooters and other people, they're throwing money away. So I usually take that approach. I'm like, look, I appreciate what you do with that. And I was like, but I feel like with XYZ data, I can offer some return on this and make it worth both of our time. And, Lilja was actually kind of funny, because when I talked to the guy, Carson is his name, I believe, who makes the barrels. When I talked to him, I think the first conversation we had was I told him I was the best unpaid salesman they had for their CZ 457 barrels.
I like
And I
that.
was like, I can't document it. I was like, but I know. And, I'm happy to say that, because, I don't gain anything, but I think it's a great I think it's the best barrel for a 457 on the market. And when people are like, hey, I bought this, I looked at your thing, then I'm like, great, there's another person who's going to get a freaking awesome barrel from Lilja. And those guys, I'll be totally honest, like, I don't get free barrels from them. I paid full price for everything. The last barrel I got from them, that I was putting on this rifle, it was like 50% off. So I'm still, which is probably, they're still probably making money on that. We know the markup in our sport is quite high in certain places, but the fact that they're willing to work with me is fine. And, at the end of the day, I can't ask for much. I'm a tiny YouTube channel, but for the dollar sportsman, I think if you're going to pursue them, like we just talked about, you need to have that data ready. Be data driven, have facts, because those guys don't. That's a marketing team you're talking to, so that they have a marketing budget, and you kind of got to sell your YouTube brand to them to make their marketing dollars, and feel like they're going to get a return on that. And sometimes they know it's maybe not immediate return, but so you need to, be comfortable. If you're not comfortable talking to people on the phone about analytics and money and having ready to be able to sell them what the next year looks like for you, then those guys are probably likely to turn you down if you don't at least have, prepared argument for them.
And let me give you a little example. So you guys, well, like you had stated, I've been a huge Vortex fan for quite a long time. And even if another company was to try to give me something, I probably wouldn't do it. You really gotta be comfortable and like the product that you're running at a competition more than I could go get X, Y, and Z to send me a bunch of shit, and probably more than likely it might be crap. And I could use this and have all this free stuff. But the problem is, I'd rather have stuff I know is going to work. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I mean, if you think between Ray and myself, we've probably sold a shit ton of voodoo rifles. I mean, because we've known a lot of people that have picked them up and we're good. But it's like we're not going out and saying, hey, we basically sold. We had say 12 people buy something. It's just if the shit works good, that's more important than.
Yeah. And I think having that predetermined disposition towards the product, like if the Cronus suck, I wouldn't have the Cronus. I got a buddy, he's a retailer. I plug him all the time. NC Precision Optics, by the way. He's a good guy. He's a veteran. He helps me out. Like, so this Cronus, I could have never bought this at the time on my own. I got it at cost. But then I paid for every Athlon optic. And that was part of the conversation with them as I call him up. Like, I understand. I'm like the cow asking for, like I'm asking for money, but I gave the milk away already because I already promote the shit out of Athlon Optics because I like the product. I mean, so it's actually, I thought that would be like a weakness going into something where you're talking about, hey, can I have product like, that I can use? And in reality, like from my experiences, the fact that I've already promoted them because I really believed in the product at its price point has really helped me. Because I mean, I never thought Athlon was going to give me the time of day. I don't want to give it away. There's another major company a little outside of the firearm stuff that's they're hooking me up big time with a project. And those guys don't know me from Adam. They look at the channel, and I think it just helps too. We can look at all YouTube channels and see like somebody who's a scumbag doesn't know what they're talking about versus, look at your guys' channels. You guys know what the hell you're talking about. You're passionate, you're informed, and you're obviously not in it to make a fly by night dollar. So.
And that's the thing you got to remember, Josh. If you get I don't know, let's just call it $100 scope, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the company decides I'm going to send you $100 scope. That is your ad revenue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it can be for sure.
You can't. I don't know. I think
I'm not discounting it. I mean,
yes. Somebody asked though, as a small channel, it's like, hey, can I just borrow something to do a review of so I can see if I like it, I enjoy it. Maybe it's the greatest thing after you get a chance to use it or whatever the case is, but
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a guy that's gonna go, hey, can I get one of these and one of those, and I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, not everybody will, but the way I look at it too is if I'm asking for product a lot of the time, it's not even for me to keep. Like when I talked to Athlon, those guys were super good, but Anarchy Outdoors, I've worked with those guys. Aaron Grimes, he's a great guy. When I told him, I said, hey, can you send me this stuff? I've used it all. I like it. I want to kind of put it on a video and start working with you guys. I gave it all away, and I told him that up front. I said, I'm not keeping it. I'm giving it all away. So if you have a problem with that, then go ahead and let me know now. But the intent is to pass on. So, and I would say, another thing, like if it's anybody in a small YouTube channel right now, maybe, looking at doing that, don't borrow anything. Don't go to a company and get something sent to send it back. Like, there's certain things that you have to do that with, but if you can't do that, because why not? Like if they're willing to send it to you, 99% of the time, they're willing to let that product be gone. And if you can use that to your advantage to pass it on to your Patreon members or your audience, even if you're not going to use it, even if it sucks, you think it's a shitty $300 scope, that might be the best $200 scope one of these guys has ever had. Maybe it's, the best scope. And so I never like ask for anything. If I need to return something, because then I'm worried about, well, what if I drop it? What if this, that, just, they're not willing to give me the product that I can pass it on to those guys. And if you're the stuff that I've had on the channel is like, everything I've been given, I think is at this point has been very minimal. So I'm not speaking from like years of and thousands of products under my belt. And that was the advice I was given by guys outside of kind of firearms, but in the optics was don't borrow any of it.
I don't know about that. I'm going to disagree with you on this part, because when you start doing beta testing for companies for products that have not been released, you need to make sure that you're that guy that you can get it out quickly as far as the information if they want it broadcasted, and you've got to return it quickly. The more you can do that, and like I said, this is for product that might not be released for 6 months or a year, and I've been fortunate enough to be on that side of the industry to where that works really well. I mean, I'm trying to think of a quick example, like the Leica, the 2800.coms. So I was beta testing those way before the video ever came out, or there will be a release date on something that you can't discuss until this time. There was like the John Wick pistol from STI back when it was STI. Yeah. We had that pistol for 3 months shooting that thing. We had videos done, but we knew the dead drop date, and so nothing could be released. But you make sure you get those products returned. I will tell you.
No, that makes sense. I mean, that makes a lot of sense about that.
And I'm going to speak about this personally because I am in the industry, even before the YouTube thing. So yes, we have a marketing team, and yes, they have a budget, but a lot of stuff is run through me with regards to products. Let's say like the suppressor. And let me tell you, some content creators, I don't know who they think they are, but we had this one. He goes, "I'm going to tell you what I'll do. I will review your product for you, but you're going to send me 2 of them. One for me to review, and I'm going to run the pee out of it, and then the second one I get to keep as my own personal, and you get none back." And I'm like, wait a minute, and you're sitting at 60,000 subscribers? No, that's not happening. We appreciate you calling. Boom, hang up. And I'm that way. You're not going to tell a company what you're going to do, and you're demanding 2 products, especially when each one of them's a couple thousand, $1,000 or so. And it is amazing how many people do that on a daily basis with companies.
Well, and they think they just because they have subscribers.
Well, and you're on that side of it, so I would pose this to you as, I think in my interaction with the companies, like I am always trying to be super tactful, very, very just, I try and just be as like mild mannered as I can and be very like reasonable. And even when I ask for something, like if I call up and like Athlon, I don't really, I'm not going to throw the guy's name out there. It doesn't matter, whatever. His thing was like, I would like, I'm kind of outgrowing. I need to get some other optics. So they're going to send me an optic. They're going to send me this Aries. I don't have an Aries. And he's like, then you can give it away. And I was like, that's great. And I really appreciate you affording me the opportunity to give away a scope like that, an Aries ETR on the channel, because that's awesome for one of those guys. I was like, is it possible that we do a giveaway scope and then we also have one that I can retain on the rifle? Because this is not going to be I don't do one-shot shows. Like I don't do like, this is a rifle. Now the rifle gets sold off and goes somewhere else. Like this is an ELR project that I'm going to be shooting over the course of a year possibly. So I'd like to have a scope that I can keep on it. And when I posed the question that way, it was like, not demanding, not saying you're going to send me 2, but I was like, you want to help my channel out and give me one away. That's great. Could we also get one that I could keep on the rifle? Because I will be filming more than one video with this, and I'm not just going to sell it or chunk it. And as soon as I mentioned that, they were like, yeah, that's fine. That'll work good. They said, we'll send you one. And then when we get ready to do the giveaway, we'll send you the second one. And those guys, that may be different. It's not every company, obviously. And not every situation is the same.
No.
What are you snacking on there, Rick?
You know what? Let's have a guess here. The yellow.
Oh, here we go into that again. All right, so real quick. Yeah, he's doing M&Ms. So Wow Guy says he digs the fact that manufacturers support the little guys' channels. Believe it or not, we turned the one guy down and actually gave a suppressor to the gentleman, let him keep it, and it was a very small channel. I mean, I think it was maybe 30,000 subs.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you this, most of the companies are going to go back and look through all of your content. And if you suit their needs, if you're a professional about it, you're not throwing the F-bomb out every other word and all that, you're going to get a lot more respect from that company. They say, look, this guy's a professional. He actually, we see him going places and is good, ambassador to what we do or what we have.
Yeah.
That goes a long way. I think you can break down gun reviewers or gun channels into two, maybe three categories. You've got the ones that are there for entertainment. You want to see crap, right?
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest.
Demo Ranch.
Those, I'm not saying anything for ranch, but there's a lot of channels. Even think about, way back in the day with the FPS Rush and all that.
Yeah.
They're there for the entertainment value.
Yep.
They're good at the light review on the gun, but they're great at what they do. Okay. Call them whatever.
Entertainers.
But then you have the guys that are really, really informative,
Educators.
that have, educators. Those channels do decently, but they don't do great. I mean, grow, but they're not going to grow exponentially like the entertainment. Honestly, it's entertainment is the biggest one that's going to get it. Yeah. That third group is going to be those that have a little bit of a mix of both. They have a lot of information, not arrogant, whatever, easy to watch. And you can see channels change too. You can see personalities change over time.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'll do is, if I get something like that, I will actually go back to 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Well, what are they putting out? What was their demeanor like? Because, you got to kind of vet the people that you're dealing with too. You want to make sure they're not saying things that, that goes completely against, let's say, your company or whatever.
Yeah.
They shouldn't, but you do want to vet some of these folks who are going to be representing your product, or at least review.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wanted to throw that out there. I mean, like I said, probably nothing that you haven't already thought about, but we've actually pulled over on the side of the road. Our windows are fogging up now, so this probably looks, hold on. This probably looks really bad. We actually took an hour
starting to look suspect.
Yeah, we took an hour out of the trip so that we wouldn't lose connection.
I appreciate you guys jumping on.
No, it's our pleasure, man. It's geez, we've known you long enough since the beginning, and it's a pleasure shooting with you always. Yeah,
you guys, I think you guys were the biggest cause for me to get sucked into, not really YouTube, I guess, so much, but the whole thing, really, the shooting, and I was definitely fanboying it up when the first time I met Ray at a shooting competition. And,
yeah, we got along great.
Yeah, we took a picture together. Yeah, I think I was an asshole to Rick right out of the gate. So
yeah,
set the tone.
That's why I like him. I'm like, this guy's a dick. I like him.
Yeah. But yeah, it was great. Are you guys getting back on the road?
Yeah, we're getting ready to get back on the road, man. It's a pleasure. Thanks for letting us jump on here for a little bit. And,
no, I appreciate it. Always welcome.
You guys have a good weekend.
Yeah, if you get a chance.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we'll see you.
Yeah. All right, thanks.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right. So we're probably going to go ahead and cut this off here pretty quick. I'm probably missed some of your guys' questions. So if you had a pertinent question and I didn't answer it, shoot me that right now down below, and we'll see if we can get those answered. And those guys are both great. X-Ring and Is Your Six Covered? If you're not subscribed to them, which I'm sure you are if you're subscribed here, give those guys a subscription and throw their videos some likes. It's tough out there for all of us right now. Hey, Austin Steve. Nice seeing you. I saw you here and there. I was just trying not to interrupt those guys too much. But the big takeaway for me from everything is I don't bend much to influence. Like, I'm doing things the way I want to do them on YouTube, and the way I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm not going to change that. I'm not going to change my approach. I'll run it into the ground or it'll boom. The vision is enormous for what I have for this channel and that we can do with you guys. And just, this is probably just a bump in the road, but we'll get through it. But ultimately, I'm not going to change. The production's going to keep going up because that's just what I want to do. And that's how I want to do it. If I just dive off the production and start shooting crap ammo, I'm not going to have any fun. I'm not going to be proud of any of that. At every video, I want to be proud of what we produce. And honestly, the community we have, I'd say, is the best rimfire community on YouTube, bar none. Like, I don't really care, like, the other guys in the, in the industry, 22 Splinksters, whatever, I don't really think they can touch what we have to offer as a community. And I think the companies I'm working with realize that. So you guys are already helping me. But yeah, if you haven't checked out the shirts, the pre-orders on the website. If you do want to become a Patreon, like I said, I don't hide any content. If you want to help, through Patreon, I do have a monthly giveaway, but other than that, it's basically just another way of supporting the channel. The website has a PayPal. There's several different ways, and nobody's obligated to do that. You're here enjoying a free platform that I voluntarily do this for. But obviously it helps since YouTube is cutting all our monetization. But anyway, things are going to keep growing. I'm going to keep pushing it. We have the Everyday Man's ELR project coming up. Like I said, that'll be with Athlon. We'll be shooting that barrel, the international barrel. Hopefully that's going to blow us away, and we'll figure out some cool stuff with it. I've got a cool camera system I want to show you guys called Long Shot Camera. We're going to use that, demo that a little bit. And I don't want to say, I need to keep it a secret for now. Very closely related to rimfire, but not really a rimfire. I have something pretty wild for the channel, and I'm probably going to spend a week editing that once I get it, because I want it to be a super high production video. But let me see. Someone asked something that I missed here. They are addictive. That's right. Rick's channel. I appreciate that, Brad. Remember, God's a Republican. Yeah, I'll always have a presence on YouTube. It'll just be the Patreon may morph into the website eventually, sometime next year, but only when I can offer more to people going over there, obviously. So appreciate that, Steve. Let's see. Copies. Rip copies all your content, CDRD. Yeah, I keep it all. Everything I render goes onto a hard drive, and then it's also getting cross-posted now too. So, but I appreciate it. It's good advice. Let's see. Your video is great, Josh. I like spin and CZ. Yeah, those guys, they like it too. That's why they made fun of it. It's like, that girl in middle school keeps running up, punching the arm. It's just because she likes you. Michael Stewart, great live stream. That guest currently for to see it. Steal 1,000 yards ELR. Yeah, I hope so too. That would be amazing. And let's see. There's Rick. See you, Rick. I appreciate you guys coming on again. Let me throw this down. Hopefully I didn't mess up my own website. Nope, looks good. All right, guys. I think I have yapped your heads off long enough. I'm trying to do more of these, and I'll try and have a little bit better setup for next time. I will start doing a little filming in here. But, there's MXJ23. No problem, man. But I appreciate all you guys. I know I say that at the end of every video, but I say it's because it's true. You guys, especially right now more than ever, I'm afloat right now because of you guys. And, your views help a lot, and all the other support helps a ton. Keeping us afloat, it's certainly hard times. But I would just say keep that in mind if you start seeing people, maybe not me so much, but other people's channels, videos dropping off, or, things kind of dwindling down. It's just because they're kind of up against a wall right now with YouTube, and they're working through that. So it is what it is. All right, guys, I appreciate it. And we will do another live stream in about a week or two. So I'm going to start trying to bring these back a little more commonly. So have your questions ready. Hopefully we'll have some new stuff going on the channel, and I'll be filming tomorrow to get something out this weekend for you guys. But I appreciate it. We'll catch you on the next one, guys.